The final section is responsibility, and everyone involved in creating or using an AI system has a form of responsibility. When the AI makes decisions, it's based on human input, and we've got to remember that. So when we look at the different types of people who are responsible when AI makes a decision, it's quite a varied field. I'm going to move myself over to the right-hand side into the pictures so you can read the text. So firstly, the creators of the AI system are responsible for making sure that their AI model is as ethical as possible. And this involves thinking about really, the sort of potential impact of their AI system on society, what risks it brings, and any benefits it might have from the very beginning of the project. Okay, so the creators are some of the people who are responsible. Also, the companies that use the AI in their products or services share that responsibility because they choose to use that AI and decide where and how to use it. So companies like Tesla, Google, Microsoft, and so on. Now, these AI companies are responsible for identifying any particular biases in their AI algorithms. And then to do that, this involves them using as diverse and representative data as possible and continually testing their AI systems and changing things if it gives biased outcomes. The third group of people who are responsible are the people who provide the data. Okay, so the people who give the AI its training data, they are responsible for making sure that the data they supply is accurate and complete. It's also reliable, okay, so not incorrect, and as up to date as possible. The users also have a responsibility when AI makes decisions. Firstly, they've got to make sure that they understand that the systems that they're using have certain capabilities, but also have limitations. And they have to make sure that they understand this and also are maybe aware of some potential biases or errors or ways that AI might influence their decisions. Here's a good example. If you ask ChatGPT how many R's, how many letter R's in the word strawberry, it tends to get that wrong. And that is because of an error in how it understands how to count letters in some words, not all words, but particular words like strawberry. And this leads to errors every time anyone asks it a similar question. And once you're aware of that, then you know that when you're making a decision based on the sort of answers that ChatGPT give you, you know that sometimes it's going to be incorrect and you should probably double check your answers. It's really important that all users educate them on how AI works, which is what you're doing with this course. So fantastic, you're great. And then especially in the ways it might impact your personal or professional lives in order to make that informed decision. Lastly, governments are responsible and they're kind of behind the curve a little bit, but they're catching up quite fast. There was a nice AI summit down in Bletchley Park, just outside Milton Keynes last November. Lots of world leaders went there to discuss exactly what they were going to do around the planning for AI. And so lots of good steps have been made across the world since then. So setting laws and giving guidelines about data protection, about the transparency of AI systems, and who's responsible and the accountability of those companies if they break those laws. Just to put this into context, we're about to look at a task website called the Moral Machine. And this is where it gives you situations where the AI has to make a decision about who to injure in a self-driving car accident. So in this picture here, this is one of the examples. The self-driving car has 5 people in it, and it's driving straight on towards a crossing. Now the crossing shows the green lights, which means that it's safe to cross. And so 5 people are crossing the crossing. If the car doesn't stop, it's going to knock down and potentially kill those 5 people. Now you see that there are a diverse set of people. There's male and female, there's workers and non-workers, and there's an old person in there as well. And what you've got to do as a human is make a decision over, what should happen in that case. Should the car continue through the crossing or should the car crash into the barrier because it can't stop. Okay, so the brakes have failed in the system. Now, behind that AI making an ultimate decision are all those five groups of people that we just talked about. So, firstly, the creators, and they've got to think about things like what is the potential benefit of having this as part of our system? Well, hopefully it's saving lives or reducing unexplained accidents or lawsuits from people's families. The companies that use the AI, well, they've got to think about, does the AI have balanced data? So does it have all the information it needs to make the right decision in this case? The data providers then have to think about, well, is our data as up to date as possible and accurate so that the company can make the decision, or the AI system can make the decision based on the data that we've given it. The users of the car have to think about, well, do I understand that there's a limitation of this AI? And if there's any technical failure, I might be in danger. And then they can make an informed decision about whether they want to get in the car or not. And then lastly, the governments have got to decide, well, are there enough laws around this, and do those laws protect our citizens? And that's every citizen. So people in the car, the people on the crossing. And so there's the five sort of groups of individuals that are responsible for AI that we talked about, and some questions that relate to that scenario right there. So in summary, you should make sure that AI systems should treat everyone fairly and equally, and it doesn't matter what their background is and what their appearance is. The companies involved in AI should respect people's privacy by not using AI to access or share personal information without getting permission from that individual. Individuals using AI should be honest about what that AI system can do and when it's going to be used, and make sure that humans are in control as much as possible of any important decisions. In the end, AI is here to stay, and we need to use AI responsibly to help everyone improve the world. But we have to keep a couple of things in mind. We've got to prioritize safety, and we've got to keep it as ethical and informed as possible. Thank you so much for listening to this slightly longer presentation. I hope this was entertaining, and I hope this was informative. I'll see you again soon.